Hey, dude, what are you doing in an FJ? What are you doing in an FJ?
It looks like an FJ, but it's not an FJ. This is a BJ, and it's not as naughty.
It's a what?
It's not as naughty as that may sound.
Is it a BJ 40?
No, it is. This is something pretty cool.
Yes, I agree.
So, my dad and I are out here in Japan today at Fuji Motor Speedway, checking out a BJ 40. Yeah, funny jokes, I know. But in the US, of course, we got the FJ. The BJ indicates that this is a diesel version of the iconic Land Cruiser.
Yeah, the Land Cruiser 40, as it's known here in Japan.
So listen, Land Cruisers are defined by their series, right? First Land Cruiser produced August 1951. This one, I'm not totally sure of the year because they haven't given me an exact year. I think it's probably about an 82. And BJ, of course, indicates the engine series. Now, this is an inline four-cylinder, a large displacement inline four-cylinder. Diesel that makes about 80 horsepower. And what you might notice in this, Dad, no turbo, right? So very basic, simple, long-lasting engine. And this is the vehicle that is probably best known for surviving the toughest parts of the planet, right? If you go to the harshest parts of South America, for example, you're likely to see a Bondurante or version of an FJ or BJ trucking along.
All right, well, let's be real, Tommy. This is Japan's version of a Jeep. What's today known as a Wrangler, but back in the day was obviously a Willys.
Yeah, CJ, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a story about how the original Land Cruiser is more or less loosely defined based on a Willys Jeep, but you know, ultimately refined, and you had like the 20 series, and then that evolved into the 40 series, which became, you know, well known across the entire planet. And in the U.S., they were really popular. They sold them through kind of the mid to late 1970s, but we never got this diesel version. And let's talk about the coolest part of this diesel version, the sound. You ready?
Yeah, start it up.
Listen to this iconic sound. Oh, so good. Here, I'll take my mic off. Woo! That is awesome. Now, 80 horsepower, this is not going to be a speed machine, but it will last forever. And one of the funny things about this being a fairly late-ish model 40 series is look at the interior. So this looks like a vehicle from the 60s, but then you have like this plastic steering wheel, and you have the plastic shift knob, and you got the locker switch from a Land Cruiser that we'd seen in the 1990s.
You got the fire department knob for when it catches on fire.
I think that's probably hazards, don't you think?
I don't know what FD stands for.
What's funny about being a Japanese market vehicle is there's still a lot of words in English, like warm pull, fresh pull, fan pull, tune, right? So they had a lot of English characters in here. But we have this beautifully simple steel dashboard with the iconic gauges. We've got our heater controls down here. I think this is just a basic AM radio only. The bench seat in the front. This is a really basic utilitarian little SUV.
Look, you got your lights. That's pretty cool.
And this is cool. I love this. I think this is very kind of whimsical, actually. So if I start the engine, we've got a little light here, right, that can indicate if I'm in high or low range. And then my favorite are the little locker lights that will start to flash for rear and then front and rear diff lock.
Now, I believe this was for the windshield, right? You could actually fold the windshield down like in a Jeep.
Look how kind of, I don't want to say half-assed, but look at what they had to do to the dashboard here to clear the steering wheel.
Well, here, why don't you take it for a spin, Tommy, and see if you can get over this road hump here. It's about as off-roady as we're going to get. We're at Fuji Racetrack here by, look at that. Now that is a picture, huh? Mount Fuji. I mean, holy cannoli.
Here we go. Here comes the action.
All right, run it over.
Might need a locking diff. Woo! Look at that. Look at the torque on that diesel just idling us along. Oh, this thing's awesome. It's pretty funny being in one of these that has power steering and a really small steering wheel. Usually when you're in a 40 series, the steering wheel's like gnawing at your tummy. But this is actually pretty comfy. I like this a lot. It's a little stinky too, but the sound, oh, that's awesome.
You know, my problem with these is they're a little tight.
Sure, they are pretty small.
For modern fat Romans to fit into.
Well,
so
I mean,
here, you get out of there. Let me show you what I mean.
Oh, you want to put yourself on display like that
Yeah,
there, Dad?
I'll show you the problem, for me at least. And that is, I mean, this,
Well, get your foot in.
well, that's part of the problem.
There you go.
I mean, BJ might be the right name for this because of the
God.
way you drive it, but it is ultimately cool. But
What does this do? You see this? Oh, can you push the little? There's like a little lock button. There we go.
yeah. Here's the thing, Tommy,
Yep.
about these old cars, right? The romance and the idea of driving them tends to be better than the reality of it. You know what I mean? You feel like you're back crossing the Sahara or going across the dunes in Saudi Arabia, but the fact is you're, in Japan here driving to a 7-Eleven to get yourself whatever you get at a 7-Eleven here. And when you're using it as a real car, the charm wears off very quickly.
I'm trying to figure out why there's 2 fuel doors, but one of them blanked off.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is there DEF in this thing?
No, there's no DEF in a 1980s Land Cruiser. Let's check out the trunk if you can taco yourself out of
If
it.
I can extricate myself from this, hey, help me. Wow. Ow.
Not an elegant look. Let's see what the trunk is like here.
I gotta tell you, Tommy, it's easier to get in and out of the i8 than it is to get in and out of this thing.
Split tailgate, right?
Yeah.
Let's check this out. You're being so harsh on a vehicle that saves so many lives across the world and in the most inhospitable parts of the planet. Why do you dislike this thing?
No, I don't dislike it. I just said the idea of it is better than the reality of it. I don't dislike it. I like it a lot, actually. I love off-roaders, and this is one of, the ones that you would put in the pantheon of the most iconic off-roaders ever. So I can't dislike it. I'm just saying it'd be much harder to live with than it is, to think about.
Might need your help here. Can't do this with one hand. You want to hold that little latch and then close it?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think that they're much cooler than I expected in the later versions. They got a little bit more livability, and they feel a little roomier because the steering wheel's smaller. And it's not a very attractive angle there, Dad. What are you doing? Just latch it. This video is not
There we
going
go.
well at all.
I got
There
it.
you go. So I am going to be a little bit more positive than my dad.
I'm not being negative. I'm just saying the idea of it is better than the reality.
No, it isn't. The reality is better than the idea.
Okay, before you go there, Tommy, we owned one of these.
Sure.
And how many times did you drive it?
Well,
how much fuss did you put up when I said, let's sell the thing because we can't do anything with it?
Because it was horrible. And we managed to buy the world's only unreliable Land Cruiser. But if you get one like this that's nice, pretty good little truck. I think they're awesome.
I do love the look of it. I mean, this is I love any car that's like a giant Tonka toy where you just want to pick it up and go, and that's what I want to do with this thing. And it's even better because it's real. But, if for my money, I would get that guy over there.
The 70 series?
Yeah, that would be the 70 series.
Well, we can't import that particular one into the States because that one's brand new. You definitely can import the diesel FJ40, and I am all about this. I think it's super cool, and I'm sure you guys will in the comment section below.
Wait, hold on. This is what, a 1980s?
82, I think.
Is that 25 years now? You could potentially import it.
That 25 years now is 2000.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So, for sure.
Yeah, you could import it.
Yeah.
So you could find one here and bring it to
Of course.
America.
Yeah, people do.
Feel free. There she is.
There you got it.
Well, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you to Toyota for bringing us out here and letting us drive these very much forbidden fruit vehicles. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Ciao.